Well, I just watched the first episode of Night of the Seven Kingdoms, the Game of Thrones spin off show that just came out. It is very interesting in tone. I'm familiar with the source material it's based off of, the Dunk and Egg stories, and I was expecting it to be a little more lighthearted than Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon, and it was. I am unsure how I feel about it. Nothing kind of happened. It was very much set up, this first episode. It didn't have a very punchy conclusion. It kind of ended abruptly. I don't know. It feels like it's trying to go for comedy, like almost a Game of Thrones version of a comedy. But I don't know. I think they're trying a little too hard, where there's certain things that happen that don't feel like they're happening because it serves the story, but just because it's funny. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a little sensitive to that. It just feels tonally a little uncertain of what it is. But beyond that, I like the protagonist. The protagonist has such humble origins that it really stands out in comparison to Game of Thrones or House of the Dragon, where everyone is like a high and mighty lord or king or princess or all of the above with dragons and magic. And this guy is very normal in comparison and has just such a refreshingly straightforward perspective. And I think that's very endearing. We also got introduced to Egg, the other part of that story. And I think Egg and Dunk's sort of relationship has the promise to be really fun. Like, I like the beginnings of that chemistry. I think could be really cool, and the actor for the kid, I think, is doing a great job. I like what they're doing with it. I'll see how it goes, but nothing much happened. I mean, the guy's previous boss died, and he kind of takes his sword and pretends at least I think, pretends to have been knighted to get into the tourney to win renown. And his reasons for doing so, because of the order of events for that story, his motivations are very implied. Like, they made a very deliberate choice to start with the burying of the knight that he worked for, and then show flashes of his backstory. I almost wish we started with the backstory and then saw the guy die, and then see that. I'm always suspicious of the reordering of the information being told to the audience. I'm not sure how I feel about that. I don't know. It's probably fine. I just wish I was more connected to who he was, like why this is so important to him. I hope we expand upon that. Obviously, you want to be a knight, and it's a great hero, like it's maybe his dream or whatnot, and I get that's kind of what it is. It's just, it's not as clear. But that's minor. It's just basically him trying to apply for attorney, and that's the whole episode. And there's kind of quirky characters throughout it, and there's like a Baratheon that was a wild character, and they have like an epic dance that is that I guess is the action scene for this episode, because there wasn't really any climax besides that, and it kind of worked. It was an interesting scene and an interesting character. I just wish there was more. I'm very interested where this is going, but my main takeaway was like, I wish there was more in it. But I'm curious, and there's certain characters in this time period in this story that I'm very curious to see, and I look forward to the next episode. What did you think of the first episode of A Night of the Seven Kingdoms? Tell me in the comments below, and if you'd like to see more reviews like this, please subscribe. Also, I have a book, Bone Song, Diary of a Sentient Sword. I release a chapter for free every week. Check it out in the link below. Happy reading. Take care.